We recently polled the best and worst kits of the season, and on Sunday we presented positions 20 to 11. You can catch up in the description below, but for now we're moving on to the top 10. There are of course some beauties in here, and some questionable choices, so let's start with number 10. In at 10 we have Jamie Carragher's favourite Merseyside club, Everton. Now props to Umbro, they made some of the most iconic kits of the 1990s. Do you remember the beautiful lace collar of United in 1992? They may have lost some ground to Nike and Adidas over the last few years, but now Everton, probably Umbro's biggest client, have a nice new kit. Just check out Hart's new number, and West Ham's isn't bad too. However, the Toffees have been dealt a bad hand. Whilst the nostalgic look of the Umbro logo on their sleeve is nice, it's been done better before. We'll give them credit for the minimal style, and the sponsor doesn't fit in too badly either, but for us, it doesn't really get us hot under the collar. It's all a bit, and that's why it's been voted number 10. We're not big fans of the Everton home shirt, but we do really like their 125th anniversary commemorative kit. Let's see what you guys put at number 9. A lot of kits these days seem to be inspired by yesteryear, and Southampton's is no different. Perhaps the Saints are hoping to emulate those early 80s days where they finished runners-up to Liverpool in the league. It's a sort of reverse Ajax strip, with a bold white centre flanked by red sleeves. The tinges of black are classy, and the comic book style promotional video is pretty cool too. However, it seems star man Virgil van Dijk won't be wearing the kit this season after handing in a transfer request over the weekend. They're back in the big league and hoping for some big league wins. Newcastle are celebrating their 125th anniversary this season, and we must say the club's new crest looks pretty cool. I need to just stop from doing the same shit all the time. This fucking should dance be way better. Rafa's boys are unfortunately let down by some ugly arse logo, but now the Toon have online gaming site Fun88 emblazoned on the front of their shirt with this horrible blue thing. That aside, the shirt itself is quite nice, with a return to thin black and white stripes for the first time since 2014. Previously mentioned as one of Umbro's best kits, we're hugely impressed with West Ham's new number for the season. You can't really go wrong with maroon and blue unless you're Aston Villa or Burnley. But with this one, West Ham have really hit the nail on the head. Nail? Hammer? Get it? A really smart chevron design penetrates the neckline, while the angular nature of the Umbro logo and the Hammers logo really sits well. This, along with the tiny details like the blue V-shaped line under the collar, really tantalises our taste for the intricate. This is a shirt Hammers fans will be proud to wear down the pub. Nike make their debut for Spurs with this minimal design that just misses out on the top 5. So minimal in fact, there's almost nothing to comment on the shirt. The blue stripe running down the underside of the arm recalls their 2008-9 shirt, and with the AIA logo in red on the front, it looks pretty cool. Despite being part of the Nike Vapor Aeroswift template, like Man City and Chelsea, we rather like this one, and so do the Onefootball fans. It's clean, smart, and looks good on almost any occasion. We're moving into the top 5 now, and some of these shirts are so beautiful they're going to burn a hole in your pocket. So make sure you cut up that credit card before we continue. In at 5, we have another Nike template kit with Manchester City. Nike have perfected the minimal look this season, and City's is no exception. Practically the same as Spurs' home kit, the Man City kit has the sky blue and white colourway with a white stream down the inside of the arm. The Etihad sponsor is clean and unobtrusive, meaning there's nothing offensive there, right? Although, perhaps that's the problem. When you've seen one Nike template shirt, you've seen them all. And with creative players such as Aguero, Silva and Sane, there isn't much imagination in this kit. Nike are capable of producing some deft touches, but this restrictive kit and the template seen this season by the likes of Roma and many more seem rather bland. Even Northampton Town are getting some leftover stock. But you guys like it, so who are we to argue? Here we go again. Another kit, another Nike template. Although Chelsea's version does make us tingle a little bit inside. It may be the most minimal Chelsea kit since the 70s. And with being part of the Nike Vapor family, the main difference between theirs, Spurs and Man City's is they don't have the stripe under the arm. The shirt itself minus the logo is entirely blue, and with some subtle texture design, it's perhaps why you and us really like the kit. It's straight out the 70s, no fancy patterns, no dark colour strokes, just plain blue. In at 3 we have the Gunners. A little darker than usual, this kit colour is apparently chili pepper, and believe us, it's hot. There's nothing new altogether about this Arsenal kit, but with the beautiful addition of the collar and Olivier Giroud with his tattooed arms and hipster beard, it has a nostalgic class to it. Wenger will be hoping to finish a little higher than this list suggests, but with this kit, they're competing right at the top. The top 2 on this list pit 2 of English football's greatest rivals head to head. Their red home shirts are known around the world, and both definitely deserve their place at the summit of this table. But before we get to the champions, let's look at the unlucky runners-up, Liverpool. Much like Merseyside rivals Everton, Liverpool are also celebrating their 125th anniversary and have unveiled this stunning new kit with makers New Balance. Along with the famous red of Liverpool, the new emblem sits proudly atop a sponsor which looks like it's been made for this specific kit. The white collar and sleeve cuffs give this shirt a vintage look, and if you get close enough, you'll see a very subtle stripe pattern running down. Having said that, getting close to players like Sadio Mane and Roberto Firmino isn't exactly the easiest task, so Premier League defenders may have to admire this one from afar. And so we come to the number 1 spot. If your powers of deduction have served you well, you know there's only one team left. Their complete control over the Premier League may have waned in recent seasons, but with this splendid kit, Manchester United take the crown, according to our readers. Adidas knew they had to produce something spectacular for this season. This is a kit that's not going to be worn just by any player at any club, but by potentially the most marketable player in the world in Paul Pogba, and at one of the most marketable teams across the globe. The trademark stripes that don the shoulders of this kit give it an almost high-ranking military look, whilst the gold that emanates from club sponsor Chevrolet adds a really classy look to Man United's classic red. With a subtle button collar and an instantly recognisable badge on the shirt, we can see why you guys, the readers, have placed this number 1 on our list. So that completes our Premier League kit list for the upcoming season. Let us know what you think of the number 1 position, and don't forget to subscribe.